Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. All races, faiths, genders and variations thereupon. This is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Oodles and this is your safe space. Joining me today, the friendliest man I know, it's Gadget.
Hello.
Also, kind, gentle, and full of love, it's Biggie.
Oh yeah.
Articulate, passionate, and strong-willed, it's Stig, but he won't be here with us today because he's got the shits, unfortunately. And also, our beautiful soul, Candy, can't be with us today because she's also got the shits.
It really
it's
is
another
going
three-way. How are you guys? How's your fucking weeks been?
That's been
all right.
alright.
Although I'm sunburnt.
I can see that.
Can you see that on the side there?
That
Oh, that is
is
insane.
incredible.
Something. Was that today when you were at the beach?
Yeah.
You literally look like a St. George cross.
Oh,
But in a good way.
Oh, we got
In
some
a good
after-sun
way.
or some aloe on that.
Yeah, I'm been moisturising up.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's greased up and everything, Oodles. He's greased up.
And I should
Like
know
that
better, but I just got caught out today.
You really did get caught out. You really did. And I apologise in advance that people aren't on again, but it's just how life's rolling at the moment.
Yeah, Candy's got some
You're lucky
real
you're
life
getting
stuff.
anything.
Candy's got some real life stuff, and Stig's kids broke his microphone. So
Genuinely, seconds before we were gonna come on, he's probably got the most content as usual, but you can't hear him.
you can't hear her. Oh,
Although we're left with the best team again, right?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Some would say, but who knows at this point. But as always, let's just start as we mean to go on. Poorly, it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
I kinda noticed from one night on this pod, this first stage. It's kinda weird to me, since I read so fine. It's up to me, the section will change. If you're smiling, that should set the tone. It's just me, Biggie. And if you let go, the news should move your phones. Just remember, sing the song with me. Ain't nobody news you like can use you. You're a good listener and that's what makes me trust you. Hey! Late at night I talk to you. You will know the difference when I news you.
Going on for ages.
I genuinely have no idea what that was, Biggie. What was that?
Justin Timberlake.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, like I love you.
Yeah. Can't you tell?
It's more that I don't know Justin Timberlake's music beyond Cry Me a River.
I feel like the sun's got to Biggie's head.
I destroy every song that I cover.
I
I don't know.
think
Your Can't Touch This last week was fucking brilliant.
I don't know. I think that was a beautiful rendition of Justin Timberlake. So forget the haters.
Well, I mean,
Give me some news. Have you got any good news?
Given all his legal problems, you could probably take over the world tour.
Yeah, that's true. Biggie Timberlake. Give me some news. It better be good news, mate, else I'm not interested.
Okay. Game Informer to shut down after 33 years. Lick your bum bum down. Game Informer.
Have lost their jobs and you're just singing about licking the
I
bum down.
know. I was just linking it from singing. Yeah, sadly, Game Informer has announced it's shutting down after incredible 33 years after GameStop reportedly told the publication it was closing immediately. They're all laid off. and they would begin receiving severance terms.
That was really sad.
Game Informer's parent company GameStop, not Game Informer staff, took to X to share the news, saying, after 33 thrilling years of bringing you the latest news, reviews and insights from the ever-evolving world of gaming, it's with a heavy heart that we announced the closure of Game Informer. From the early days of pixelated adventures to today's immersive virtual realms, we've been honoured to share this incredible journey with you, our loyal readers. The post continues, while our presses may stop, the passion we have for gaming that we've cultivated together will continue to live on. Thank you for being part of our epic quest, and may your own gaming adventures never end.
Lick a boom boom down.
It's genuinely surprised me, this one, because I thought Game Informer was like a bit like Edge and like kind of legacy media that was doing well because it was always had like really good writers and like, you know, people were a fan of the writers for it, not just like buying it because it had a demo disc on it.
Yeah, but are people fans that are going to that website with?
Well, no, it's a magazine.
Oh, is it? I've never heard of it.
Game Informer was a physical magazine, and they would be the ones that would like break big. They were the ones that get the exclusives on like big releases and have these like amazing kind of like double gatefold issues.
Yeah, it was founded in August 1991 when Funkoland began publishing an in-house newsletter. GameStop took over Game Informer when it purchased Funkoland in 2000, and it's become the longest-running video game magazine in the world. In 2011, Game Informer was actually the third largest magazine in the US, with over 8 million copies in the wild.
Wow. I thought
it does have a website. It does have a website, which has been around since 1996.
So, like some of the gaming reveals that the Game Informer were like the first to get were Uncharted 2, Arkham City, Portal 2, Mass Effect 3.
They're big games, man.
So like one, but also kind of back in the E3 days when normally these would be ones that would get revealed at like an E3. Like this is like Game Informer would get them first.
Oh, so the industry respected them as well.
Yeah, big in the industry.
I like your comment earlier made me think like you're saying you think it's like legacy media like Edge that's going to be around forever and stuff like that. I don't think it will.
I mean, I don't think it'll be around forever, but it's a
moment.
Because it was so sudden. Like you don't hear about that. They're having financial difficulties, or the owner wants to sell them, or whatever.
I can't imagine Edge's office now being as big as it used to be.
It absolutely won't be. But again, they're still like Edge has that thing where they don't credit the writers on it, so it's like it's all like the voice of Edge.
So you don't know who's actually writing it?
No.
That's insane.
I know it's a US magazine, but I must admit I don't recall seeing many copies over here. But not that I was looking out for it, if I'm honest.
No,
I've never bought a game magazine. Never bought one.
You had to get them imported.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just something I've never. I have bought them. I've never read them. I bought them for demo disc.
Of course you did.
The odd time. You know, the official PlayStation magazine.
Yeah.
Mm.
I remember that had the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo disc. Big thing.
Yeah, I remember that as well, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, it's sad because I don't know how many people are losing their jobs, but people are losing their jobs. But if they're good writers and their writing shines, I'm sure they'll land on their feet.
Mm.
I really am.
Why did Game Informer have to die and Kotaku got to live on?
That's a terrible website. Now, I use that. I've used that in the past. That is a terrible website.
Yeah, because they're the only ones that report on the tiniest things about Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
So we get some clicks these days. Oh, there's a new coloured slime in Dragon Quest 12. Thousands of clicks. There isn't.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's like that kind of bullshit.
Oh, you got me going then. Oh, but yeah, it's sad. I mean, it's sad, isn't it? It's sad because I bet there were people that listen to this have probably frequented their website or maybe even read their tomes, and it's just a shame all around, really. It's not something I engaged in, but it's irregardless, it's adjacent to what we do and talk about, and it's just really sad.
Yeah.
I'm pouring one out of my coffee porter. Pouring one. You'd like this, Biggie, actually. Gadgets. Oh, I got you confused. You'd like this. Coffee porter.
I might like it as well, but you took that away from me.
You don't drink porter.
I don't drink porter.
You drink this one. It just tastes like coffee.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Anyway,
I would not.
next.
Avowed delayed to February 2025 to give players backlog some breathing room.
Is that what they've
Xbox
said?
shared the news.
Yeah.
Xbox shared the news on X alongside a graphic showing of its currently announced first-party Xbox games. So many games coming. As such, we're moving Avowed to February the 18th, 2025 to give players backlog some breathing room.
I respect it because it's their way of fixing bugs and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more from our games across Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda and Xbox Game Studios at Gamescom, including our August 23rd live stream for a look at Avowed, even though it's been delayed.
I madly respect that. I mean, fuck it. They've gone, you know what? You're not paying for this anyway. You've got Game Pass. You can wait.
Well, the current release schedule here, I will quickly run through these. World of Warcraft, The War Within, August 26th, 24.
It's called The War Within.
Yeah.
Age of Mythology, Retold, September the 4th, 24. Ara, History Untold, September 24th, 24. Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred, October 8th, 24. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, October 25, 2004.
Yeah,
It's 2024, sorry. Microsoft Flight Simulator, 2024, in November. Indiana Jones, The Great Circle, Starfield, Shattered Space, Towerborn, Avowed, and South of Midnight.
It makes sense that they're pushing it back because a lot's coming out in a small space of time there.
Yeah, and they've also got Stalker. I think it's because Stalker 2 moved from September to November.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think Avowed they were aiming for a November release date for it.
This makes sense. I mean, fucking start crying, baby gamers. Just let them do what they want.
Yeah.
They're not betrothed to you. They can do what they want.
I mean, next year on Xbox is going to be stacked because you got Avowed in February, South of Midnight, Doom: The Dark Ages, and Fable.
Oh yeah, Doom.
There you go. It makes sense on their slate. I think it's a smart move by Xbox to do that.
Yeah, plus RPGs tend to do well in that kind of first quarter graveyard after Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's a genius move.
Do you think From Software tend to release all of their Souls games around then?
Yeah. I think it's smart and I welcome it. Yeah, even though it doesn't affect me in any way. I just think from an outside looking in, I think it's a smart move.
Yeah,
it won't get lost. Cool. Next,
Valorant is now officially available on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5 after an open beta period. Following a very quick open beta, Riot Games to surprise fans by officially launching Valorant. It's now available for players in the United States, Canada, Europe, and Japan, and Brazil, and promises to bring the same uncompromising competitive experience that we provided PC players for years. A precise team-based tactical shooter. And it'll be crossplay.
Now, Oodles, I know you haven't heard of Valorant.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, I've heard of Valorant.
Oh, okay. It sounds like it's a PC-only game, so it's usually a game you haven't heard of.
No, I've heard of it. It's a little shooting one, isn't it? Where you're shooting people in an arena. It's one of them ones.
It's like Counter-Strike meets Overwatch. So
I've seen the odd image of it. It looks shite.
People enjoy it, but yeah,
people enjoy shite though, don't they?
Yeah, but I know you will hate it because it's made by the people who make League of Legends, and I know you don't like anything by proxy.
When I did that for the content of this pod and I played 3 matches of League of Legends and all I got done was kept getting called gay. I was like
you got off lightly, to be fair.
I was like, sweetheart, don't
threaten me with a good time.
Daddy, no. Daddy, chill. I didn't appreciate it, to be fair. Oh, it's not a nice. But even League of Legends fans said that League of Legends' player base are terrible. So
oh yeah, they're the worst.
At least they know.
They make Fortnite players look like angels.
Yeah. So I can't imagine Valorant being much better.
To be fair, Valorant is a bit better because it's like the grown-up game. Because it's got a really high skill ceiling in a way that League of Legends doesn't.
So there's no fucking time to sit there chatting shit to people. You've got to be.
Oh no,
practicing.
you're still chatting shit, but like to be successful at the game, you actually have to put the time in and effort to like aim good. Like it's not like Call of Duty where there's like a bit of player forgiveness stuff going on.
That's why I play Call of Duty campaigns.
Oh, let's just aim down sights, snap to target.
It's lovely. It's the best thing about it. I can't wait to play next Call of Duty campaign because the last one was shite.
What, all 2.5 hours of it?
Oh, so bad that. I like a nice meaty 5-hour one with a bit of story, some army men arguing, one of them pushing one against the wall and going, "You don't know what you're talking about." That kind of stuff.
And you just sat behind the screen going, "Kiss."
Yeah,
If you want to challenge, play it on veteran.
kiss him. Yeah. So, Valorant, well done. Congratulations on your launch on the consoles. I wish you many, many happy years of revenue from skins or something. I don't know.
Yep, skins. Gun skins mostly.
Skins for first-person shooters. I'll still never understand that one.
Well, the skins on the guns, so you can just see it.
Oh, you shouldn't be looking at your shiny gun. You should be looking at the fucking crosshairs, at the skulls of your enemies. Come on. Get with it. But yeah, cool. It's free. Who knows? One day I might be sat here bored and I'll download it.
You have to pay for online.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. Fuck that then. That's the best thing about Fortnite, you know. You still don't have to pay for online.
Yeah.
It must be some kind of mega deal. Yeah, under the desk deal, like kids can't afford PS Plus.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cool. Next.
The fallout continues. Bungie accused of overselling itself to Sony, promising success it couldn't deliver. Following on from the news that the studio shared 220 of its employees, another 155 being integrated into positions at PlayStation, the Destiny developer has now been accused of overselling itself to Sony, back when the Japanese giant acquired the company in 2022, promising a kind of commercial success that simply wasn't realistic. "I think Sony overpaid for Bungie," an ex-Bungie source told GameFile. "I think Bungie sold things they were just not able to deliver," they added. It's a damning quote when you consider that $3.6 billion buyout fee, on top of how Bungie has seemingly handled its business since the acquisition. It gets even crazier, though, with one source stating that the alternative to a sale could well have been insolvency. And also on top of this, Jeff Grubb has claimed that a major new project named Payback had been shelved as a result. Some fans suspect this game may have been Destiny 3, although it's not been confirmed as such. Jason Schreier elaborated that Payback had actually been cancelled prior to the latest round of redundancies, and it was never Destiny 3 to begin with.
All right, then.
Why don't they... If they're going out, right, I'd fall on my sword if I were Bungie and I was the CEO of Bungie and I'd be like, "Right, lads, we're going out and we're going out fucking gracefully. We're going to make a single-player, first-person sci-fi shooter. We're good at shooting aliens and we're going to do it first-person. We're going to do it because I still say it to this day, Destiny is the best feeling first-person shooter I've ever played.
Oh, absolutely, because they took everything that they learned from Halo and just kind of built on that.
Yeah, and I've not played the recent Halo, so I don't know if that's any better.
It doesn't feel quite the same. Like 343 are better than they were, because like Halo 5 was a fucking atrocity.
Yeah, I played Halo 5.
Infinite felt a bit better, but it still didn't have that Bungie sparkle to it.
Yeah, I think I played about 10 minutes of Halo 5 and I was like, nope. Halo 3 was the last one I absolutely adored.
You play Reach?
No, but everyone tells me to play Reach.
Reach is great.
But I think Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 play incredible. And that's from someone that doesn't play these games. It's fucking incredible. Make a fucking single-player swan song.
Yeah. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think they're going to be going out with any kind of level of grace.
How the fuck?
Seeing as like 2 days before they were making people redundant, the CEO was showing off his like multi-million-dollar car collection to the employees. And just being
fuck out of them.
Just being kind of generally inappropriate boss, not like a sexually inappropriate boss, but just being a bit of a dickhead, like flashing the cash.
You mean the Michael Scott school of bossing?
Yeah, very much so. Like in that.
His batteries for everybody.
Jesus Christ! No, don't bring up Scott's Tots.
Don't talk about Scott's Tots. We are a Scott's Tots free podcast.
Yeah, but like in that episode of The Office where Michael Scott's kind of showing off that PT Cruiser that he bought and it's like the best thing ever. That's what this guy's doing. And then 2 days later, he's sacking people. I did see a really interesting thing on TikTok. There's a developer I follow who used to work for Blizzard. And he used to be like a core developer for Blizzard, and he's kind of now struck out to being like an indie game dev, and he streams a lot of his work. But he's got a lot of the insider knowledge. And apparently, Activision were holding Destiny back, holding Bungie back from over monetizing Destiny. Like,
Really?
Activision were telling them, calm it down.
So if they're telling them, fuck.
Yeah, so like 6 months after
That's telling.
6 months after Bungie went independent, all of the microtransaction stuff went mental. Like they brought in so much stuff that you could buy. Like, if Activision are telling you to stop gouging your players, you're doing it really fucking wrong.
That really is a call to arms, isn't it? That is really that company saying, whoa now. Even we wouldn't do that. Next.
Okay. Streaming superstar Kai Cenat campaigns for Bloodborne on PS5 PC. Despite being almost a decade old, Bloodborne remains a mainstay in pop culture. The game is still widely enjoyed by enthusiasts, and there's been demand for an updated PS5 and PC version for quite some time now. Streaming superstar Kai Cenat, dressed in full Yharnam garb, is aiming to raise awareness for the re-release, and he's currently streaming the original to around 100,000 people.
Wow.
He said, I don't think I have the power to convince them to make the game, he said on stream, but I do have the power to bring attention to it. The least I can do is try to push the narrative. PlayStation, From Software, this is one of the most highly requested games for a remaster and a PC version. Can you please do something?
They won't.
I have an opinion on this.
What? Who's that voice? Who
Hang
is
on.
that?
It's not Planty.
It's not. Who is it?
It's your old pal Stig.
Stig! Yeah! He's made it. He's got himself a microphone made from a conch and a bit of string.
Yeah, my one of the children, or either my niece or one of my children, has broken my microphone. My backup microphone, I don't have a USB cable for, and so I've managed to find a Guitar Hero mic.
So he's talking to us via the medium of Guitar Hero.
Yep.
That is the coolest thing ever. Anyway, he's here. Let's not make a song and dance about it. This Bloodborne thing, Gadget, I replayed Bloodborne a little bit last week, speaking of which, and it made me sick.
Yeah, it's like a fucking slideshow in some place when it drops down like
It's
20 frames a second.
Minging. I were fighting, what's it called? Gascoigne, Father Gascoigne.
Gaza.
Nope. It's unplayable. It's unplayable. My eyes have been spoiled.
Last time I played, I was alright with Father Gascoigne. It was Vicar Amelia that made me struggle because
All the fur.
all the fur makes the game slow down, and it's just like you tried to do really precise. I think last time I tried to play it was just after I played Sekiro, and I was playing Sekiro at like 60 frames a second. It was buttery smooth. It's like, nah.
I welcome
Gutted,
a
because
PC
one of my favourite
version.
games of all time.
I welcome a PC remaster. I welcome a remaster in fucking general.
I don't even need a remaster. I just need like a next gen patch, just up the frame rate, mate. That's all I need.
It's fucked
you're
up though,
saying
because they
that-
did that with Dark Souls 3. Just out of nowhere, it plays better on PS5
Yeah.
and Xbox, whatever the name.
Well,
of
Xbox has
Xbox.
Xbox has frame boost as well.
Built in, isn't it? It's built in.
Yeah, that's how I did. That's how I did Sekiro at 60 frames a second.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's,
So is that you guys playing it on the PS4, I take it, if you're playing it now?
Yeah, played it on PS4 when it came out.
Yes.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, our eyes weren't like.
Our eyes weren't so good so back then. You were
No,
used
it's
to,
just 'cause we
you
got-
were used to 30 frames a second back on the
Like
PS4
now-
generation.
Like, I've set my PS5 to any new game I play, and it will default at performance mode.
Yes, same.
Because who gives a fuck about Puddles?
There's a pod title.
There generally isn't that much difference from
No.
a console that you're going to notice it
No.
on
But
the
you-
On a
graphical
PC,
mode.
PCs, yeah, you can get 60 frames per second, 4K,
And your
ray,
Puddles.
ray tracing. You can get all that. We Puddles, you fucking Puddle wannabes, and that's fine. We get it. We get it. Don't call in, guys. Don't be writing and going PC. We get it. We get it.
My
It's just,
my rule of thumb is if I can play it at 60 frames a second, I will play it at 60 frames a second.
100%.
Anything graphically on top of that is fine. Like, I'll have it. But if I've got if I've got to forego me
have you
Puddles for 60 frames a second, I'm not having Puddles.
You guys might have not, but Biggie might have had a go because we play Baldur's Gate 3, for instance, on PlayStation 5. Have you tried playing the quality mode on that, Biggie? It's fucking minging.
Briefly, I tried it for
It's
some
minging.
cutscenes just to see how it looked.
You can't move the camera without throwing
Yeah,
up.
straight afterwards, you're like, oh no, I need to go back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't... Again, fuck Puddles.
The
Fuck
mental,
'em.
the mental
And yeah,
thing-
and like I mentioned in the Discord, like playing it on performance mode, and I
Still
think
beautiful.
with everything that's going on in that game at times, it still
Yeah.
looks great. Very little slowdown, really.
I
at any point.
recently restarted Baldur's Gate. Now I'm the goblins fighting the Grove. Now everyone knows about that scene, but when the goblins come, there's nearly 20 enemies on screen at once, just all go blah. It's fucking insane, and it runs it smooth and perfect.
That's also a really well put together game. Like it runs at a solid 45 frames a second on the Steam Deck, for God's sakes.
Yeah. I would sacrifice a finger for a 60 frames per second Bloodborne.
Same, to be
But
fair.
I'd even need the graphics changed.
What? It's licensed to print money.
It is.
Just why?
So
why,
many people
why
would
are they
buy
not
it.
doing it?
Bloodborne Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, it's the one game that most people who had a PS4 want on a PS5 and PC.
Yeah, and they've not done it.
And Sony don't really have a lot else going for
Going.
them rest of this year. So
this generation.
And they showed with the Demon Souls remake that like old FromSoft stuff will sell because that's sold like
Mate,
that's sold
that's
out the
sold-
arse.
Why do you think they haven't done one?
So
Can't be
What's
bothered.
holding them back?
no, I don't think it's coming about. There's got to be some kind of rights or licensing issue with it, or it might just be an unwillingness to it. Like Bloodborne was apparently quite a rough development. It was one of the hardest games that Miyazaki's
I know.
made.
A lot of people left the company as well after, didn't they?
Yeah, so I wonder if
And
it's
Japanese workers don't leave companies without
No.
a good reason.
I wonder if it's got like a bit of a bad juju around the
I
office.
reckon so. It's probably cursed.
But then again, I mean, they did Dark Souls 1 remaster, like and they just upscaled that and made it run at 60. So I don't see why they couldn't. It's just maybe there's just not a willingness to do it.
What if they've lost the ROM file?
Maybe they've lost the source code.
They've lost the source code ROM file. Who am I? Fucking hell.
Yeah, but
Lost
I mean,
the
Too
floppy
much
disks.
emulation there, mate.
Yeah. Oops. But yeah, I would genuinely. This sounds so insane. I'd probably pay another 70 quid for a 60 frames per second Bloodborne. How mental is that? That's insane. It'd have to have all the DLC attached to it, though.
well, yeah, you have the Old Hunters expansion on it.
Yeah.
Maybe throw in a few new variations on the Chalice dungeons.
Yeah. Some like pre-made ones. Yeah, and maybe some new hats because I like hats.
The hats were very good in the game, especially on the fucking little goblin things in the.
Yeah. I had mine dressed as like little Bo Peep.
Mine had top hats on. They were rather dapper little gentlemen. Top hats and
Yeah,
monocles. Right, rather.
Fucking bring that to me. Inject it into
peanuts.
my veins. 60 frames per second.
my favorite hat is the one that when you slide down the ladder, it goes tick 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 tick.
Ding, ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Is it
what's-
Cornelius or something like that?
No, it's Arthur's. Arthur?
Alfred. Yeah, he's called Alfred.
Alfred's helmet.
Bloodborne. Why
Also-
are you so close but so far from my grasp?
Also, second greatest set of ladders in the game after Metal Gear Solid 3.
Easily. Oh, I this is the moment where I'd normally say, if you've not played Bloodborne, play it. I'm not recommending you to play Bloodborne.
If you don't get motion sickness easily, then yeah, play it.
Yeah, if you
Like
can
it
cope
is
with
still
30
fun
frames.
to play. It's hard when you've had good frame rates for a very long time because we've been spoiled with frame rates recently.
Mate, I played fucking Spider-Man 220 frames, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm fucking spoiled. I'm spoiled. Anyway, next. Stig's back.
One for me. Well-liked action series Darksiders will ride again in new PS5 game. During the live stream earlier this week, THQ Nordic confirmed that it's actively developing a new entry in the well-liked action series. While it stopped short of sharing any specific details, simply said, "Be prepared to ride again."
One
I love
of
the original.
Darksiders 3 is one of the 5 games I officially reviewed for a website, and I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Darksiders 1 and 2 were really good. 3 was a bit shit.
3 was.
Yeah, I'm just hoping
alright.
it goes back
alright.
to
It was alright.
the previs sort of version of how great that was.
the
I
headline
finished
does-
that twice.
The headline does feel like it's damning with faint praise. Well-liked action game, Darksiders.
Did you ever play the Darksiders? What, Genesis? What are it called? Genesis.
That's the one. Yeah, no, I
yeah,
haven't played
that
it,
was the
no.
Diablo-like one, wasn't it?
That was good, and especially in a world where I'm not allowed to play Diablo. Do you know what I mean? It's good. It's really good. I
Only
like,
somebody had a cheap copy you could get from someone.
if only. I like that world of the Darksiders, the Horsemen. I really. It feels very comic book. In the
was.
best way. It feels
artwork
very
was
Neil
great.
Gaiman. Yeah, I think I'm up for another one as long as it's just not as disjointed as the third one.
I was just like the art style.
I am fully qualified to tell you what that game's like.
I was just
Published
like the art
article
style.
and everything.
I always like the art style, just like the big chunky swords and giant armor and shit.
Yeah. It's good. And I still think 2 is probably the best.
Yeah, 2 was
Where
great.
he plays Death. He plays Death and his horse and stuff. Yeah.
Binky.
Yeah, sure. Next.
Over to the world of film and TV. BAFTA creates a new award for children's films. The prize is open to any genre of film that BAFTA says has specific intergenerational appeal to children, young people, and adults. Films with a certificate rating of U, PG, or 12A will be eligible. It's the first new film category to be introduced by BAFTA for 5 years and will be awarded for the first time in 2025. Films can be nominated in more than one category. For example, Inside Out 2, which recently became the highest grossing animated film of all time, could receive a nomination for Best Animation and Best Children's Film.
Great.
Other contenders in the category could include the highly anticipated Paddington in Peru and Despicable Me 4, which I don't think will win it.
Do you know my work colleague over there? She was like, I'm off to the cinema with my boyfriend. I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna go see Deadpool? I went, no, you don't like Marvel. We're off to see Despicable Me. I was like, you poor little thing. And she was like, I'd love to see Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm like, you're missing out.
Yeah, this seems fine. There's a lot of the times it feels like some films just get overlooked because they're not serious enough. Yet the quality of them are still fantastic.
Yeah, I genuinely think there should be
Well, that was
children's BAFTA, children's Oscar. There should be children's everything.
wasn't that the thing with Paddington 2? It got overlooked for like a load of awards because it was a kids' film.
It's incredible.
Mate, I overlooked it as a
I
fucking
know Pedro
film.
Pascal says so.
I've never met a single person
It took Stig
who's
fucking
watched.
years to get me to watch that, and as soon as I watched it, I was like, "I'm so sorry, mate."
Yeah,
Never doubt you
never
again.
seen or heard a single person who's watched that film or eventually been
not loved it.
talked around to watching it and turn around and say that's shit, because it's not.
It's impeccable.
Apart from that one person on Rotten Tomatoes who reviewed it nastily just to drop it below Citizen Kane again. Boo that person. Boo
He's
that
a bearist.
person.
And we don't like bearists on this podcast. We don't like them. We don't like them. Terrible. It's a fucking phenomenal film. Obviously I think Paddington in Peru is probably, it won't be as good as Paddington 2, but if it's anywhere near, it's enough, isn't it? It's enough.
Yeah, it's missing the director and Sally Hawkins, so it's already kind of missing two.
It'll be enough
crucial
though.
parts.
Even a Paddington film at its lowest is still better than a lot of other kids' films that are out there.
Yeah, true.
It's got to be. Never mind. Remember Meet the Robinsons, stuff like that. Those like C tier films spring to mind.
The mid 2000s for Disney. Remember those?
Yeah,
those
Megamind.
Hey, Megamind was great.
So because she looked like him.
Fucking Chicken Little. Chicken Little is
Little.
the worst Disney
fuming.
film. I fucking hated it so much.
Chicken Little shite, mate. Shite.
My daughter likes it.
Kids like shit, mate.
I know.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, my kids have still to this day think Jurassic Park 3's best one. I'm like, you're wrong. You're just wrong.
Was that one that was 2005? Shit, the one with Red Riding Hoodwinked. Remember that?
Hoodwinked. Yeah, I do.
And the fucking dodgiest, shittiest animation.
Oh, The Barnyard. Remember that
That was it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, actually,
Over the hedge.
over the 2000s had some terrible kids films. It really was a bad time for kids films, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He had the odd
Shrek 2.
Actually, no, Shrek 1 and 2 is
Sorry.
fine. But
I was joking.
Oh,
there is some absolute dross in that. Especially Disney. Disney just was so bad.
What was that? Aliens versus Monsters or Monsters versus Aliens? Remember that?
Yeah, or was it
Yeah.
Mars Needs Moms?
Yes.
Mars needs moms. God, absolutely. We're saying this, and there's some of our listeners be like, "They're my favourite films. They're my all-time favourite films."
Sorry,
Uh,
Kurt.
What was the other one? Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
I didn't mean Kurt.
I know,
I
I
mean-
know.
I mean, Jane Oodles, give Megamind another try though. It's a smarter film than you think. I actually really like.
I will. I've not seen it since. I mean, I went to cinema to see it, and not for the reasons to see that film. I went because I went with a girl, and you know what my plans
Yeah.
were. It wasn't the film, and yes. So
You're going to do that DiCaprio meme and go, "Oh, it's Gadget. I know him."
Megamind. That's gonna stick, isn't it? That's gonna fucking stick.
Fucking stick you.
Next.
Over to the world of Marvel. Kevin Flambe confirms White Vision series is in the works.
Why do you
Series
keep
will
getting his
release
name wrong?
2026.
joke.
He
It's
thinks
a
he's
running
doing a
joke
bit
now.
now.
It's Biggie's bit. Biggie's bit. Biggie's bit. Let's call him out. It's Biggie's bit.
Yeah, I guess I think White Vision just appearing in some future films probably would have been a better option. I'm not really that bothered about seeing a TV show about White Vision.
That should be the intro. It should be White Vision.
I just saw the title.
Sounds like a cleaning product.
It does, doesn't it?
I just saw the title and thought, "Oh God, are we going to get a White Vision versus Black Panther?"
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh. We don't need that in this society. But yeah, Stig's right. White Vision just appearing. Bye, White Vision. Never to be seen again. No, we have to have some kind of closure on that character.
Yeah, fine, but I don't care.
Maybe not
about
a
having
show.
A TV show, no. Just bring him into a random film somewhere.
Yeah. You can make him an antagonist for a little bit. Fuck him.
I don't even know what he is.
Vision.
Like, he's... And I actually think that would have been better. Yeah, putting him in a film and people not knowing is he like friend or foe
Is he
kind of
with
thing.
us or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
That would have worked better, I think.
But again, they don't listen to people that have studied the comics for decades. They just do their own thing. White Vision. Next.
I assume Paul Bettany will be playing him.
Oh, you got his name right. That's nice. That's good.
Just Google the pronunciation.
He's good. You know when that little mouth goes? Bettany.
Yeah, when you put it to
He's
Google,
done that. He's
how
done that.
to pronounce.
Bettany. That's what he's just done. Next.
I did not. My hands have not moved from the keyboard.
Bettany.
Okay, next up. Squid Game has been renewed for season 3, and it will be the final season. Season 2's not out yet, right?
Well,
Very,
read
very
the next
soon.
line.
If you read the story I posted underneath
And
that
then-
one.
Then the real game begins. Squid Game season 2 coming 26th of December. Only on Netflix. Final season coming 2025.
There you go.
I can't wait.
See, Biggie asked and
I
answered.
really liked Squid Game.
Yeah, good that it knows when to end as well. It's like,
Yeah,
we've got this.
I don't know if you've
Set
realised
amount
this
of time.
with K-dramas and K shows, they do know when to stop. They're just like, this is it. This is the final season. They don't drag it on for too long. They know what, like they'll get the stars from that and put them in something else, and the legacy lives on. I'm chuffed to bits with it. I thought Squid Game was fucking phenomenal. I've rewatched it recently. And
have you?
The music, that music is so good.
I'll tell you what would be good now, this, because it's obviously had like a load of. It blew up and the budget will be bigger. They'll actually have some like decent Western actors if there's any English parts.
Yeah, rather than that. Hey man, we're not gonna lick this biscuit.
Those guys were the worst part about that show. They were,
You mean them executives in that fucking in
yeah,
that bunker?
they are not
They're
good
like,
actors.
We have to kill them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're right. They might have some actual stars in it.
I wonder when. Just think about K dramas. I wonder when Hellbound 2 season 2 is out.
Hellbound's so fucking good.
Back end of this year, apparently. No date though.
Great. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Christmas is when I watch most of my shows as well. Anyway, so
That was 3 years ago.
I watched it about 2 years ago. I think.
I am gonna
You
have to
recommended
rewatch
to
it.
me.
Yeah, Hellbound is brilliant.
It's really good, really spooky and scary and a bit
Brutal,
messed up.
very brutal.
Very brutal. Like splattering humans against cars. Yeah, it's really good. K dramas, man. Bring them on. Bring them fucking on. Next.
Speaking of blood spatter, an Evil Dead animated series is in the works. Bruce Campbell is set to return to voice Ash Williams.
Groovy.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
I'm up for it. Why not?
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to do Ash again, but maybe like
Just voicing him's different, isn't it?
Yeah, I think just being live action Ash probably just took
I
its
liked
toll.
Ash versus the Evil Dead
Oh,
as
Ash,
well. I thought
it's
that was
so
a good.
good.
Show.
Yeah, it's brilliant. How old is he now? Must be
69. I'm just guessing. 69.
Bruce Campbell is. I don't know.
No, not documented.
66. So yeah, I don't think he's
Close.
really kind of in the wants to be doing.
I mean, last time I
doing
saw
it
him, he was punching
live action.
himself in Doctor Strange.
Yep.
That's the last time I saw him.
Papa Pizza
Forever.
Papa or whatever it is.
Yeah, but genuinely, I'm feeling positive. The Evil Dead franchise has more hits than it does misses, so bring it on.
So most
Bring
consistent
it on.
franchise. Proven.
I
but
think
got,
so.
Got a biggie this year, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it's very consistent. Even the short-lived PlayStation and PlayStation 2 games were good.
Yeah,
Not
they're
brilliant,
alright.
but good, really good.
The recent
So,
game I played, and it
Yeah.
was a bit confusing. I didn't play much of it. I
That was
a
that
review-
asymmetric multiplayer.
Yeah.
one,
I
wasn't
got a review code for it, and it was just. I was hoping it'd be more like the Friday the
Friday
13th
13th.
one, but there's a
I
lot
had
of
so
other
much fun
shit.
with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of other shit going on with this Evil Dead one. I was just like,
Complicated it.
this is complicated. It doesn't really explain what's going on. I'm trying to
Yeah.
attack these humans, but it won't let me. And
This is why Dead by
it's-
Daylight's such a fucking hit. 'Cause it's so simple.
it's crap that though.
It's because it's so simple. It's just crap. For someone that's an educated gamer, it's just like this is not. It's not doing anything for my senses. It's
But
too easy.
That
too
Friday the 13th
simple.
one was
That
so
was
much
such
fun.
a laugh.
Yeah,
When Thingy used to turn up, oh my god, because you used to call him up, didn't you? What's his name? In which shotgun?
Tommy.
Used to call him Tommy. He's here. He's here. I've been
You get, a little
resurrected.
you get a little cutscene of Tommy
Yeah.
turning up, won't you? It's like, yes, we've got backup with someone with a shotgun.
I've been resurrected, and you could just blast Jason and he just landed on his back for a little bit. Ah, that was a good game. Then they shut the servers down. Live service games. Next.
Peter Stormare will reprise his role as Dr. Hill for the live-action Until Dawn movie.
Good. It was the best thing in it.
Yeah, I bet you didn't like it when he had that tarantula in his hand, though, did you, Biggie? Gadget again, fucking
Stop it. That's the fucking second
Wow.
time you've done it.
mega mind.
Fuck off with that. That's not sticking.
Look at us both. One is white, one is really red at the minute.
One's red.
One is gammon, one is not.
Yeah, he's probably one of the only parts that could, anyway, because the rest of them are meant to be teenagers, and then they're
Yeah, the
all
rest
in
of
their
them are
30s
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, he was brilliant though because he was like your psychiatrist, but you still didn't trust a fucking single word he
Oh,
said.
he does creepy very well.
Yeah.
I mean, Stormare is when he's in stuff, he's some of the best. I mean, remember Constantine? He was the best thing in that.
Remember Armageddon? He was the best thing in that. It was the fucking
Armageddon, yeah.
psychotic Russian cosmonaut.
Yeah.
Fargo.
Don't open that now! Don't do it! He's so good.
I still maintain that this is a pointless thing to make into
Oh,
a
yeah,
live
absolutely.
I
action.
agree.
The game is a fucking film, practically.
Hey, they're just bringing it for people that don't hold a controller in their hand. I get what they're doing, but it's
Yeah.
for us, it's like we love the game. We know the story. We know the twists. Are they going to kill many people in the film, do you reckon? Or do you think they're going to have a deathless run like I've done?
I think they'll have to kill a few people at the very
I hope
least.
someone gets killed by a deer, like mine did. Pushed off the edge of a cliff by a
Pushed
deer.
off the edge of a cliff, yeah. My guy was like chasing good, and he got big. He went, oh,
I still
and
don't know
scared
what
him
I did
off.
wrong. I still don't know what I did wrong for that to happen. I was like, I don't know how to It's the worst.
He falls
death
off a cliff and
ever.
just bangs his fucking head, doesn't he? Yeah, that's a good game. That's a good game. Next.
Bill and Ted stars Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter to reunite on Broadway production of Waiting for, is it Godot or Godot? I don't actually know.
Godot.
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 Why?
Jamie Lloyd is directing the play, which is originally written by Samuel Beckett. Details on the rest of the cast and how they'll bring the classic production to modern audiences are unknown, though it's been revealed that Reeves will play Estragon and Winter tapped as Vladimir.
Yeah, that makes sense. But why? Why not?
I don't know. Well,
It's good marketing.
They have got
Isn't it?
terrible charisma.
No, not charisma.
they can
Alex,
talk to each other.
Acting chops.
Yes, that's the one.
They are not what. Has Keanu Reeves done Broadway before? Has he done shows?
He's played bass on stage.
That don't count. Don't count. Bass is also the boringest fucking instrument.
I don't know, mate.
He was in Joss Whedon's Much Ado About Nothing, so he's done a bit of Shakespeare.
To be or not to be.
It's
question.
more of a it's more of a marketing thing, isn't it? Look, it's Bill and Ted.
If I ever go to see that show, I hope they're not here that day, and the what do they call them?
Understudies.
The understudies turn up and be like, yes, real thespians.
Yes, Eagles, you will be going over to Broadway to see that specific play.
There's a street near me called
They'll have
Broadway.
Cheech and
actually.
Chong as the understudies.
I'm sure one of them's dead.
Awkward.
Awkward.
But it'd still be better than Keanu Reeves, though, right, Oodles?
Yeah, man, you know. Wow. Oh, God, he's so bad. He's so bad. But he's very likeable as a human, isn't he?
Yes.
He's a lovely man. And I'm not knocking his humanity at all. But fuck that. Next.
All right, Oodles, you need to pay attention for this one. I've sent this specifically for Biggie to put this in. You're going to hate this and love it at the same time.
I won't take a
Now,
drink.
this almost made it to the Weird World Web, but something just tipped it, so I put this in the music. Here's why people think fictional vampire Lestat de Lioncourt is feuding with Taylor Swift.
Oh, wow.
Taylor Swift has found a new rival. Lestat, also known as the fictional vampire, first penned by Anne Rice and currently played by Sam Reed in AMC's Interview with the Vampire. For context, over the weekend, AMC released the first clip of the up-and-coming third season, wherein Lestat becomes a rock star, as apparently will do in the third season.
Queen of the Damned.
If he doesn't sing Cold by Static X, I'm out.
Go without gold! Yes!
The little teaser showed Reed as Lestat sitting down for an interview and generally acting like a bit of a diva. Reed is already masterful as the theatrical Lestat, but this short video shows just how perfect a rock star Lestat truly is. In a since deleted X post, a fan juxtaposed images of Lestat in this clip with some of Taylor Swift in her Blank Space music video, with the lyric, "I've got a long list of ex-lovers, they'll tell you I'm insane." A reference to Lestat's toxic relationship with Lewis, which fuels the first two seasons. Louis of the show. And then there's lots of there's lots of clips in here of how the internet reacted.
So Oodles, right? This tweet. This is the one. Your show will never win an Emmy, by the way, and that man is hideous, and you should be punished for putting him next to Tay. I long for the day you ugly bitches in the quotes learn to stop speaking on Taylor, especially while hyping up an ugly white man.
How dare
Why is this
they?
a thing? How is this
How
become a
dare
thing?
they besmirch the brat prince of France with... He is such a bigger megastar than Taylor Swift could ever be. The band, the Vampire Lestat, that's what the band's called as well, went on to win every award that ever existed. He also went on to defeat Akash, the Queen of the Damned. Without Lestat, we'd all be dead. Taylor Swift hasn't saved anybody.
There's also someone tweeting out,
Yet.
thought the quotes would be telling whoever this hideous loser man is to stay away from the princess, but nope, of course not. They're all deranged, male-obsessed lunatics.
Well, he's the
trying
prince.
to pretend whoever this can be in the same frame as her.
I really hope
I
these
mean-
people are just playing along with the bit.
I do. But the thing is, if Lestat was in real life, he'd absolutely go for Taylor Swift and become her lover. He loves a little twinky thing. You know what I mean? A little
You'll like this
thing.
bit. Somebody else posted, the stat getting cancelled and igniting Stan Wars less 24 hours after his debut is unironically exactly on brand for the stat.
It really is. It really is. If you know the book, like, that man is horrendous with his political views. But
and it was also helped that Taylor Swift serendipitously played I Don't Want to Live Forever as a surprise song at her most recent concert. Talk about timing.
Mate, he's 600 years old. He's lived, man.
I just thought you would love this idea that Taylor Swift fans were trying to cancel a fictional character.
Lestat. I mean, in realistic terms, she'd probably wrote an album about Lestat because they were ex-lovers. Do you know what I mean? She's definitely, because at this point in his career, he's not a human eater anyway. He's a goodie at this point in his career, so she would have survived a romance with him. I'm just looking forward to this third season as well, by the way. But this is brilliant. This is absolute marketing genius for
so fucking
Lestat.
daft, isn't it?
Yeah, and the fucked up thing is, like, he's got albums, even though he doesn't exist.
I mean, the Queen of the Damned soundtrack was the best thing out of that
Yeah.
film.
There are songs by Lestat, the vampire Lestat, like, just like,
Yeah, it's
ones.
Jonathan Davis, though, isn't it?
Jonathan Davis, yeah. It's Jonathan Davis doing his voice. Because he had to have an ethereal, vampiric sounding voice. Jonathan Davis is like, he's doing
Imagine
all that,
when
innit?
the third season comes out and the soundtrack gets released and knocks Taylor Swift off the top spot.
Imagine the vitriol. Oh. And she'll be fuming because he's the one man she can't get, technically, because he doesn't exist. It's brilliant. I'm glad that more ears and eyes are looking towards Lestat. Is this third season? The first season going to be Queen of the Damned, isn't it?
Yeah,
Probably
it is.
then,
Yeah,
if he's a rock star.
yeah, because the first
at
two
this
seasons
point.
were the book, were the first book.
Yes, it was Interview with the Vampire. Then it was a little bit of the I can't remember the Body Thief. The Body Thief. Sorry, I nearly lost it then. Anne Rice. Sorry.
Have you watched the show?
I've watched the show 3 times, mate.
He reviewed it on here.
I reviewed it.
That's what I was trying to remember.
Remember when I said, don't watch it if you don't like men kissing?
Oh, that's right.
Because that's all it is. And I loved it. It's the gayest thing ever, and that's why it got a bit of a backlash in America. But over here, people fucking loved it. But we had to watch it illegally over here, didn't we? That's the problem. They never released it in Europe. So we were all like, yes, we fucking adore it. You look at IMDb, we adore it. But we've got no way of legally watching it, and it still continues. I have still got no way of legally watching it, but I will be fucking watching it. Guaranteed. Oh, God, I love it so much. Oh, it's got the guy who plays Louis is him who played Grey Worm in Game of Thrones.
Oh, really?
And he was fucking brilliant as that. And he had a cock in that. Because he doesn't in Game of Thrones, does he?
That's right.
No cock. Next.
Finally over to the Weird World Web and a bit of happy news. Man reunited with Teesside Park carrier bag after 10 years. When James Harker took a call from his dad about a carrier bag, he was absolutely delighted because this was not just any old carrier bag. The limited edition bag was obtained from Teesside Park, Stockton in 2013 when James Harker, 28, from Middlesbrough, bought a copy of the video game Grand Theft Auto 5. But after purchasing the game, the plastic bag was thought to be lost to time after eluding James for over a decade. He took to Facebook to chronicle the tale. I'd waited for this game for 3 years. When I picked up the game, I also got a release day GTA-themed carrier bag, which I tossed aside and never thought anything more about it. I got my dad to come home from work on his lunch and take me to Teesside Park Shopping Centre to pick it up. The bag reappeared after 10 years when James' dad messaged him out of the blue about the item. This brings us to last year, 2023. I'm an adult. I've just got my first mortgage, and my dad sends me this message asking if the bag is mine. It seemed a well-loved bag was serving another purpose for his dad, who's been using the limited edition item to take his lunch to work for the last 10 years. Upon this unexpected discovery, James requested the bag back, decided to give it a special place in his life, taking pride of place framed on his desk.
They're weird in Middlesbrough, aren't
It's a
they?
fucking bag, mate.
No, his dad has to find a new bag.
Like,
What were you using it for? His packed lunch or something?
like I
Sounds
could,
like it.
Yeah, there's more to this. He told the
God.
Northern Echo, when I framed it, everyone thought I was mental. His post detailing the ordeal was bagged around 4,000 likes in Facebook group Dull Men's Club, an online community where members of the public post about things they take
Is that what
joy
our
in.
Discord's called secretly?
One reader, Matt Avery, said, a dad that cares about his plastic waste and a son that cares about nostalgia, perfect mix. And another member of the group, Stacey Irving, says, I love that your dad is equally attached to this carrier bag.
This is fucking unreal.
what's wrong with people?
Like,
You've also missed that
I've got
quote
that.
from James where he says, I felt like it was made for a deeper purpose.
I was laughing so much, I forgot.
in
that.
10,000 years, archaeologists will be like, this is the birth of a new religion. GTA 5-ism.
The bag.
The bag.
Like
Praise the bag.
I bought GTA 5 at a midnight release, and I got a GTA themed bag. I think it carried some cables in for about 2 months before
Find
it split.
You just obviously
I
didn't
bought
love it
GTA.
as much as his dad.
Clearly
I
not.
bought GTA 5, and there's a photo on my Facebook memories, and it was from my mate at that time. He had a local mom and pop game shop, and he saved it for me. I paid him for it, and he saved it for me. And he used to put his own stickers on from the game shop called Console Yourself. Great name for a game shop, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
into it.
And he put saved for Kenny and a cock. And I took the picture, and I never took that off that GTA 5 case. It was for the 360 at the time. I think it was 360. Yeah, it must have been. It was green.
Would this make this the first bag for life?
No, I think Bags for Life predated GTA 5.
We're talking about shopping bags, man. Let's fucking move on.
Weird World Web. It's a weird world.
Now
But it's light-hearted enough. It's just a bit fucking weird. Also, I'm running to Dullman's Club. I'll tell you that right now. Absolutely sprint into that one. That's going to be my new Pornhub comments obsession. I'm going to be edging to that fucking page for months. Right, let's get on with what we've been up to. I'll start. I've been up to nothing. I've been fighting the good fight on the internet for about a week now, and it's taken all my time. These guys know that I've been fighting the good fight. It's been tough, but I'm not winning. I can't win. So I've not really done anything new. I've carried on playing what I was playing last week, Wargroove 2. I've just been dipping in and out. I've been watching House of the Dragon still, but the final's out. It'll have been out by the time you listen to this. The finale. The last episode was really good. But I've got nothing to add, so I'm going to move on to our guest speaker tonight, Stig.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, mate.
Yeah. First off, so much shade from Gadget last week towards me.
What did I say?
I listened back, and it was at least 3 or 4
Didn't like you, did you? Did he?
pop
Didn't like you?
shots at me. I think you'll find I had time booked off in the calendar. The listeners knew about it. Don't give me shit for being off.
I was clearly just being sassy.
You were. Anyway, couple of things. Couldn't be here last week, so I couldn't talk about the big news from San Diego Comic-Con. I did talk about that on our Patreon podcast. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, you'll have to pay for it.
Yes! And the thoughts are amazing. Probably some of the best thoughts I've ever heard in my life. So pay for it.
But I will quickly talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. I've seen a lot of films this week. That's mainly what I've been doing.
It's good. We're good. We need content.
Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine was pretty much everything I wanted it to be and more. It was funny, brutal. Like Oodle said, the choreography was amazing. The fan service.
I genuinely think it's insane choreography.
Yeah. The fan service and the cameos were done perfectly. The setting of the film, where the film is set, means that they can do it without it being too egregious. I thought it worked.
It doesn't mess up any timelines. It doesn't affect any story. It's just fun. One and done. It was great.
Full of grit, deep cut references, but either visually or within the jokes. The jokes were just so they're so fast that sometimes you don't hear them, and you have to kind of be on your guard to kind of get them. And it's just like you said as well. It's a love letter to 20th Century Fox, and anyone who watched those and also kind of kept up to date with behind the scenes things. There's a certain cameo in this film, which, unless you really knew about all the behind the scenes stuff going on with that actor and that cameo and that character, you won't get it. It'll just seem like, oh, that's a famous actor playing this character.
But it's not. It's deeper, isn't it?
There's a lot of stuff that was behind the scenes for several years regarding that actor. So I thought it was really good. I thought
there was literally scripts of that that film, quote unquote, out there. You know what I mean? People knew, and it just never turned up.
Yeah, and then it just once Disney bought them, it was just gone. Emma Corrin thought was really great as Cassandra Nova.
Frightening.
Yeah, I thought she played it really well. And I really liked certain parts with her and Deadpool and Wolverine within this film that grounded it a little bit and made it more serious, which I thought it needed.
Yeah,
there were a lot more serious moments in this than the last two films.
Yeah, the fact that this is technically an MCU film, but it didn't feel like that. It used things from the MCU to jump off, but it's very much a standalone film. And I think that's what makes it work.
It's like a transitional piece into the MCU, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a lot of moving into it.
It'd be interesting to see where this goes now and how they interact, how they bring Deadpool actually fully into the MCU with the
I don't think we'll see that very soon.
I don't think he'll get another film. I think he'll just be brought in with other people now.
I think he will now be the cameo.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of a shame that these two never got a film beforehand, but also, in a way, I don't want them to have another film because it's like a kind of perfect one and done with them.
Did you get my planes, trains, and automobiles analogy on it? Did you feel like a straight man and a funny guy kind of run to it?
Yeah.
It's a tried and tested genre, but
there's as many fucks in this as there is in that film as well. The word fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, just spread out though.
Yeah. I really, really liked it. It was, like I said, it was kind of exactly what
it's a good sign of things to come, because again, Kevin Feige oversaw the whole thing, and he's like, yeah, we know we've not done too well in the past past couple of years. We are actively trying to fix that. So I'm really hopeful.
Well, and then they did that at San Diego Comic-Con, so
well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see.
Yeah. So next film I watched is Abigail. This is, I don't know, I think maybe Candy's talked about this before. Can't remember. Yeah, so this is the film about a bunch of people kidnap a little girl. Turns out the little girl is a vampire.
She's a vampire.
She chases them around the house. It's very bloody. It's very funny. It's really gory.
It's a tongue-in-cheek horror, isn't it?
Yeah. Kevin Durand is just the MVP of the whole thing. I like
Kevin Durand. I like him anyway.
He's hilarious in this. Yeah. If you just want a bit of a silly, gory, over-the-top horror comedy, then it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah, cool.
Next film up, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, me and Gadget watched that.
Didn't like it.
Oh no!
Oh!
Yep. I listened to your review last week. I watched it over the weekend. I found it to just be a bit of a nothing film. I thought it's zero tension, there's zero stakes. The Nazis are kind of played terribly like caricatures. I thought it was trying to concern itself in being the next Inglourious Bastards with like cool characters and zippy dialogue. I have no idea how you think this is better than The Gentleman at all. Oodles. Like
I just think I don't know. I just did. Don't get me wrong. I like The Gentleman, and I like The Gentleman show as well. I like Guy Ritchie films.
Yeah, but this doesn't feel like a Guy Ritchie film, in my opinion. Like I just think
it's valid. It's a valid opinion, mate.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. It felt like the characters were all playing COD on easy mode. But
weren't they gorgeous though?
Yeah, but I'll be honest.
That can drive a film for me.
Inglourious Bastards, which is this kind of trying to ape, gets away with a bit of its silliness because it does also mix in some really serious moments, and I don't think
And tension moments like the beginning in the house.
And I don't think the Nazis are played like ridiculous in that.
They are cannon fodder in that film, Matt, in Ungentlemanly
Where
Warfare.
it's this, if I want to watch a war film, I don't want it to be like a James Bond film where a bunch of John Matrixes just infiltrate a base and blow everything up and shoot everything, and there's zero tension.
I appreciate that.
It just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit a World War II film that I would like to watch. If it's going to tell a kind of fictional or maybe over the top adventure with like Indiana Jones,
then you can do that.
It's kind of different. It's not trying to tell the real story. This is trying to tell a real story, but everything in it is other than these people went here and they did this. Everything else around it is just fictional and made up. And also, that Winston Churchill is the worst Winston Churchill I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's shocking. Shocking.
Yeah.
He doesn't even sound like Churchill.
No, so yeah, I just want for me, unfortunately. I was hoping I really liked the look of the trailer, and when you guys all said, "Oh yeah, it's great, it's really fun," and that, I thought, yeah, brilliant. But it just
we're just dumb, aren't we, Gadget? We're just dumb.
Well, I think Stig's hit the nail on the head. I don't actually like World War II movies. I think they're overdone, and I find it very depressing to watch. So like something that's a bit stupid with it, in its own way, works for me.
Yeah,
because I don't generally watch war movies.
Yeah, but for me, it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a bit weird, but it's kind of something that I don't really like seeing the piss taken out of.
I feel like I have to watch it now to give the definitive review.
I think we do, mate. There's nothing weird about that statement at all, Stig. I appreciate it. My wife didn't like it. She said she pretty much like you. She was like, I just felt like a nothing film.
Yeah, it doesn't. It like there's no.
She said it.
There's no tension because.
Then I hit her. I'm joking. Domestic violence is not funny.
Fucking dickhead. Anyway, yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't click with me. Final film that I watched this week. Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Bad Boys Ride or Die did click with me, but mainly just because I like being around Marcus and Mike as characters.
Bad Boys is Will Smith and
Martin
Lawrence, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've seen about half an hour original.
Yeah, I like the first one. The third one was pretty decent. This one's probably the third best because the second one is too Michael Bay. Like,
it's Michael Bay.
Well, Michael Bay's the first two, and then Adil El Arab is the is this director of the next two, third and fourth. So yeah, this one is.
I didn't know there were four of them. I thought this was the second one.
No, this is the fourth one. They did one. First one's like 96, I think. And then there's a gap to
Leone,
like
isn't it?
2003. Then there's like a huge gap to 2020, and then they did another one this year. So,
is Will Smith back?
No, he's just playing Mike Lowry. It's like,
has he reclaimed his stardom from smacking?
Yeah,
Chris what's
Rock.
His name? Chris Rock.
Yeah, Mike Lowry is pretty much just Will Smith. Like that's he's just kind of playing himself in this film. They both kind of play themselves, but. Also,
you don't see Martin Lawrence doing much anymore, though.
No. I can't remember the last thing he was in.
I've never disliked him. I've never disliked him at all. I've never disliked Will Smith apart from smacking someone on stage. That was his worst film. That was
a low point for him, I think.
That's the night he won the Oscar as well, which makes it even worse.
I know. And I watched Emancipation. I was like, that's a fucking damn fine film.
No, it was. It wasn't that they won for. It was
the Williams sisters.
King
film.
Richard.
Oh, King Richard is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a right film. It's not about tennis, though.
No. But yeah, so this is them two riding out again because the police chief captain, played by Joey Pantoliano? Joey Pants. He, spoiler alert, died in the last one. But this one, he's been set up. So someone has said basically he was on to some corrupt people, but they've switched it on him and said that he was the corrupt cop. So now
That
Marcus...
sounds a bit like Beverly Hills Cop, the last one.
Probably.
Bit corrupt cops.
But Mike and Marcus are now trying to clear his name, but get caught up in all the fiasco. And then, it's just them shooting bad guys
Just
shooting
shenanigans,
them.
absolute shenanigans.
Yeah, it's this kind of in the vein of Beverly Hills Cop 4, actually.
Yeah, you reckon?
It's just a good time.
Did they comment on how old they are a lot in it?
Yeah, what they did do is, so Marcus gets married in this, and this is like the setup for the film. Sorry, Mike gets married in this, finally gets tied down, and Marcus
Is she gorgeous as well?
Has a heart attack. Of course she is. And Marcus has a heart attack, and he comes to he comes out of that, and he comes to the this resolution that he's invincible. They're invincible. Nothing can kill them. So that joke gets kind of
not even a heart attack.
So that joke kind of gets played on throughout most of the film. But then all I could think of was, well, Fast and Furious already did that joke.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. Can you remember, lads? Lads.
Was there a joke in there apart from the whole series?
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Grow up.
So it just kind of made me think, well, this has kind of been done already, with the main characters kind of being meta about it. No, we can't die. Like, haven't you realised that we do all of this stuff and we always come through
Stood up in front of a gunfight. Like,
I
can't get
the other end.
Yeah.
So that kind of is a running joke throughout the whole thing. But if you like Bad Boys 1, 2, 3, you'll enjoy this. It's more of the same. It's nothing special, but it was just a fun film.
Do they have the song on it? What you gonna do?
Yeah, all the time. Then they sing it to each other. So.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, that's it. I just had a week of films. I am playing a game, but I'm nowhere near to the point of reviewing it yet.
I wish I need to start watching more films again. I need to get back on that film kick. I really do. Cool, Biggie!
Well, I was having a biggie week. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, of course.
Still, 9,000 hours in.
Just took out, is it Khazadar? Is that how you
Yeah.
pronounce his name?
The vampire.
vamp. Enjoyed that. Just doing Shadowheart's final
Yep.
story.
Could you pass me now? I'm so far behind.
He ought to do it. Hours he's putting. He's on hour 600.
This game has been out a year this week.
It has.
And I've beat it 5 times.
And I still haven't beat it. But this is my issue with long games. I go in full whack, absolutely love them, take massive breaks, and I come back and smash through them to the end. Did it with Red Dead 2. I'll do it with this one.
I did that with Red Dead 2, actually. I didn't beat that in one go.
Oh, Biggie, I really apologise for jumping in on this, but there was something I did forget to mention.
No, go on.
The reason I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3 this week while I've been off is because I started playing some VR stuff. Kids want to play VR, so I got
the gimmick,
that back out and started to play more Half-Life Alyx again. That's a brilliant game. But
Did you finish it first time you played it?
No, I still haven't finished it just because my VR setup is a pain in the ass. It's an older one.
You can't move that much, can you? Because it's plugged in.
It's a pain in the ass, and every time you put the sensors away, you have to reset it up, and it's.
That sounds really old-fashioned.
Yeah, it's like it's like a Rift one, but that game is so good, and I'm gonna definitely complete it. But I just want to say, Gadget, if you haven't played Synth Riders in a while, you should go back to it because there's some tracks on there now. Absolutely incredible. Some great synth tracks on synthwave tracks on there. There's also a lot of, like, some dubstep and I think there's some metal songs on there now.
Gadget loves dubstep.
They also put some, but it works in that kind of.
Yeah, but I just generally love synth rise. There's some stuff in there that I wouldn't normally listen to, which is like fun to play on the tracks.
Yeah, there's a swing.
Yeah,
songs
I've got. As of the last time I played, I had all the swing packs, the electro swing packs. There's so much fun.
But what I realised when I was playing this was my curtains were wide open, so if anyone walked past and looked, they'd see me just with a headset on, been like, no.
Can you get? It sounds crass now, but can you get VR porn?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I bet it's haunting.
Yeah.
No, it's terrifying. Fucking the giant.
That's what I mean. They've got to be big, haven't they? There's big.
I'm into it.
Big people like, I'm coming down on you. Like, no, you're not. Get away.
Yeah, just quickly before we move on. Gunship have some tracks on there now as DLC, and I just realised that when I was doing it, that how good that game is and how it has you dancing to the beat. So the way your body moves, it's like
dancing. Yeah,
I am dancing perfectly in sync with this song, and it's
that's what Beat Saber got me doing.
Yeah, but Beat Saber your arms up and down. This actually has you
getting up, moving down, and
it just has the way it makes you move, and then because you're doing that, it's like I can't stand my feet. So you got your feet going as well.
Is that why your neck's hurting?
No, that's from the gym. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on quickly. I forgot to mention.
What did the kids think of VR? Is that the first time they've used it?
No, they've used it loads. That's why my microphone's broken though, so they're not playing it again.
Bastards.
Well, actually, no. Apparently, it's either that or when they were playing Among Us. So I have no idea. But yeah, if you have a VR headset and you've not played Synth Riders, you get it. It's one of the best games I've played on it.
Yeah,
I think my son would like it. If I bought it for me to play for about 5 minutes, I think my son would like it.
Oh yeah,
it's basically Beat Saber, but with just a slightly different vibe to it. But
I think it's more fun. And
it is more fun. But I love the wild 80s visuals on the tracks.
So
giant fucking heads and shit like that.
To continue on the VR chat for a split second, sorry Biggie again. He did really well at his school, and he passed his stats and stuff and did really well. And I asked him what he wanted as a gift for that, because I am a benevolent father. And I said, what do you want? And he was like, I want a battery pack for my Meta Quest 2. It's got fucking 9 hours of battery life now. He's never off the fucker. Never off it. It's a little pack that he wears on his back pocket.
Yeah.
And he's just fucking playing it for fucking Gorilla Tag all day.
And the battery of mine's starting to go, so it's like, if I want to use it, I've got to use it in this room with like connected to the PC to keep it charging. The problem
Did you ever play the Room VR? Because that's the only VR game I've ever completed.
Yeah, the Room VR is great. A bit creepy, but it's good.
Creepy, made me jump loads of times. But yeah, Biggie, would you like to continue with your amazingly busy week that you've had?
So the thing that I did watch is a movie by a little-known director called Christopher Nolan.
Oh,
Batman. Pop quiz? Can you guess what film I saw that I haven't seen of his?
Tenet.
Interstellar.
Nope.
Oppenheimer.
Tenet.
Nope.
You said no to me. I don't know if you said no to me or not.
Memento.
Nope.
The Following.
The Dark Knight.
Insomnia.
Nope.
Batman Begins.
Nope.
The Prestige.
Yes.
Fucking listed every single one of his fucking films.
I have never seen The Prestige, and I can't believe I never saw it.
It's probably his second best one.
What a great film this is. For those who may be like me have never seen it, it's a 2006 psychological thriller film directed by Mr. Nolan, written by him and his brother, based on a 1995 novel by Christopher Priest. And it stars Hugh Jackman as Robert Angier and Christian Bale as Alfred Borden, rival stage magicians in Victorian London who feud over a perfect teleportation illusion. And also has Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson, Rebecca Hall, Andy Serkis, and of course David Bowie as Nikola Tesla.
Yes.
Yeah, what a great film! I really like this. This is a real dark thriller that had me.
I like that you're agreeing with the rest of humanity. It's a really great film.
But yeah, it's just one that, you know, when you just come across a movie that for some reason you've just never seen, everyone talks about it.
I mean, a lot of people skipped it because a lot of people discovered Nolan from Batman Begins, but I discovered him from Memento. I think he did one before.
Yeah, I've seen Memento. Yeah, I saw that.
I think
this was so good. I just love the leveling up of rivalry between the two main stars.
This is also the film that made me convince me that Hugh Jackman's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, he's really good in this.
And he's not just a Wolverine. You know what I mean? He's a fantastic actor. And then a few years later, fuck, he can sing as well. You know what I mean? Shit, that man's got talent.
But I think every actor in this just nailed their part. You know, the Michael Caine was always a standout in any film, pretty much. But he was brilliant. Scarlett was fantastic. Rebecca Hall, as Alfred Borden's wife. And yeah, I won't ruin the story because for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's just well worth it.
It's got
the twists and turns.
It's very quotable, and it's got the some of the best scenes that he's ever, like the thing with the knot. That's not a water knot and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also, like, yes, there is a twist. Nolan doesn't always do a twist, but there is a twist in this one, and it's a twist that if you were more eagle-eyed, you could understand. You could be like, "Oh yes, that's the twist," and I saw that coming. But I never saw it coming at all.
No,
because I thought this was a serious film. There's no like pseudo-science to it, but there is some science fiction to it, isn't there?
There is, yeah. And Bowie's brilliant in the short time that he's on screen.
Bowie's brilliant in everything he's ever been in.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I was riveted, and I just thought, wow, how did I miss this first time round? But yeah,
have you seen all his films now?
Yeah, I think so. Not the early stuff, because I know Gadget did a pod for the sequelizers, if I remember right. I think there's some early stuff. Oh no, sorry, that was Denis Villeneuve that you did, wasn't it?
Yeah. His early stuff's not that cracking.
I haven't seen.
But yeah, I think I've probably covered.
You've not seen Tenet?
Stuff. Yeah, I have.
It's his worst.
I need to rewatch it.
Tenet's his worst film. This is his worst film, but it's not.
But it was interesting though. And I think it needs a rewatch. I only watched it once. I think I need to go back.
Have you seen Oppenheimer then?
Yes.
Oppenheimer.
Opie, no.
That was great.
Fucking spellbinding. I agree. It's. Do you know his cinematography in that film paved the way for his cinematography style that he started in like Dark Knight? You know what I mean? And ever since then, it's been that consistent director ever since, and it's just The Prestige is fucking special, mate. I agree.
The obsession themes,
yes,
all that kind of stuff that's going on was just fantastic, and really good.
It's fascinating that some humans haven't seen it. I definitely should. If you listen to this and you've not seen it, get that watched. I'm glad you've reminded me because I'm due a rewatch of all his films. I think in order.
It's good. It's one project. I think I want to watch with Amelia because she quite likes thrillers and stuff with a bit of.
None of his films are like
mystery about them. Yeah.
Have you
never done really bad?
I've never done it. It used to be an Easter egg on the DVD back in the day, but Memento. Apparently, you can watch the movie in reverse.
Yes.
Yeah, you can watch it like done.
But that's exactly the same
right way
well.
around with like
Tenet's the same type of film, isn't it? It's the continuity of that film could be watched in any order, any frame, any scene, and that's the quote unquote again smartness of Tenet.
Memento was awesome. If you haven't watched that, watch it.
Yeah, I agree. Watch every Christopher Nolan film.
Yeah.
It's a solid recommend. Gadget.
So a couple of things for me. I finished season 3 of The Bear. It ends pretty well, despite my misgivings last week. It does all right. It's still the weakest of the 3 series they've put out, but not bad.
Not bad.
I watched a documentary on Netflix, or at least I've watched 2/3 of a documentary. I haven't watched the last part of it yet, called Dirty Pop.
Dirty Pop is about NSYNC.
It is. Well, rather it's about
I love that song. Dirty Pop.
It's about the music mogul that put them together.
Yeah, the bad people, you mean?
Yeah. What's his name? Lou Pearlman. So, did you know that the guy who put together NSYNC and Backstreet Boys
was a bastard,
but also had no music industry knowledge, and in fact he started putting bands together after his blimp company had all of their blimps crash.
I mean, there's nothing that syncs better than blimps and pop music. Because if you've been blimps,
I know
go
what
pop,
I'll do next.
It's basically kind of what he did. So like he had all these blimps. Like he had the McDonald's blimp and he had the Goodyear blimp for a little while.
The most famous blimp of all time, the Goodyear.
And I think
blimp.
over a space of like 2 summers, they all crashed, and he just like took all the insurance money and then like set himself up in the music industry for some reason.
It's funny that you're talking about it because I've just recently read a book last week, and I didn't want to bring it in here, but it's about the difference between the heavy metal industry and the pop industry, and there's a chapter about this.
Yeah. So, yeah, Lou Pearlman took us... This is where Transcontinental Records come from. That's the company who owned Transcontinental. And he had airplanes, and he had blimps, and he had all...
Private jets and stuff.
He had steakhouses and restaurants and cafes and all that kind of... He was one of those kind of grubby fingers and grubby pies
I think he bought Benny Hanna at some point, the Japanese restaurant.
He may well have done. There's a lot of things that he was doing.
And Benny Hanna's son is Steve Aoki, the DJ, which is fucking wild. It's wild, that, isn't it?
I mean, Lou Pearlman is the nephew of Art Garfunkel.
Yes, so I mean, they're all adjacent to music. You can see the link in a strange Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of way.
Yeah, 6 degrees of separation. So he forms the Backstreet Boys in like the late 80s into the early 90s and starts trying to get them big, throwing money at them, getting them into Germany because America doesn't really like boy bands and pop music at the time, but the Germans do. The Germans fucking love it. So
they love Hasselhoff, didn't they? They loved him.
Yeah, and when they're starting to get success, they get signed to BMG. He decides in secret to start up NSYNC because he wants a younger band to keep the money coming in. And the documentary's done. It's got interviews with like some people from Backstreet Boys, a couple of people from NSYNC, and a lot
not
of
Justin Timberlake though, is it?
No, not Justin Timberlake.
No.
I actually think the only one from NSYNC is Chris Kirkpatrick.
Yeah. The housewife's favourite.
But it goes into it. It talks about like how he fucking stiffed them over on money. Chris Kirkpatrick was saying that like they'd been working solidly for a year in NSYNC. Like this is before they got big under Lou's tutelage. Been working pretty solid, constantly singing live for like investors in his company and like schmoozing and all that kind of thing, doing gigs. And Lou, when they get their first gold record for their first album, Lou gives them their checks for $10,000. That's the first pay they've had in a year.
Yeah, because I remember reading they were saying stuff like he did the same thing that they did to Elvis back in the 70s, where you've spent a lot on tour, Elvis. You spent a lot on tour, NSYNC, so we've just given you this square 10 grand each because we've paid for everything else, and it was like that 70-30 split that all these managers did, that the fucking Colonel did with Elvis and stuff. It's fucking disgusting.
Well, yeah, like Pearlman. Backstreet Boys in their first couple of years made about $200 million, and they got paid about 30 grand each.
Yes, and you wonder why they're angry.
Yeah, so both Backstreet Boys and NSYNC actually sued him to get out of their contract, and that's why NSYNC's second album is called No Strings Attached, and why the first single is Bye Bye Bye. It all comes full circle. It's really interesting documentary because not only was he kind of going through all this, and there's kind of like throwback to like 90s pop, like because he did so many bands. Like he did Innocence, which was the girl group that Britney was in before she went off solo. O-Town, which came from that Making the Band TV show. Which Pearlman
before
created.
Like Pop Idol and stuff like that. Way before that.
Yeah, and like there's so much kind of random 90s nostalgia in it, especially if you did like pop at the time.
I'm telling you now, like 90s and early 90s pop, it's like the Wild West. It's ruthless.
Oh yeah. Well,
if you didn't get that number one in your first few songs, you were fucked.
No. It also didn't help that Pearlman was running a Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
So as you know, I like a good white collar crime documentary. So Dirty Pop is really good. It's on Netflix. It's a 3-parter. There is a mild body count as well. There, someone in the story doesn't make it out alive, kind of thing.
I'm going to jump on this.
Yeah, it's really good. So I've watched the first 2 episodes, and I need to get the third one done. But yeah, it's 3 45-minute episodes. That's it, limited series. A bit like that Bernie Madoff one I watched last year.
Yeah. Which was good when you recommended it.
Yeah. So yeah, Dirty Pop's good. There is also one thing that's worth bringing it up for the first time I've seen it in a documentary. It's kind of creepy. So Lou Pearlman died in 2016, so he's not there to do pieces to camera. So what they've done is they've taken like quotes from his book that he wrote in the 90s, and then used deepfake to create an AI version of him that reads the lines out.
Don't like that.
It's really uncanny.
I'm glad you've warned us of that. Does the actual documentary warn you of that?
No, it does say. It says these are Lou's words. This is a digital representation.
As long as they let you know, that's fine.
Yeah, literally says it right at the beginning, and it's basically to say, these are his words, this is just how we are presenting this.
It's for impact, isn't it?
Yeah. It's creepy as fuck because like deepfakes still are very good. It's like his top lip doesn't move, but then like his neck moves with his mouth and stuff like that. It's like, it's
don't
really
look
creepy.
don't look at deepfake's eyes, guys.
No.
They can't blink in sync. Hey, bye.
Oh, he's on fire tonight. He's had that coffee porter. He's amped up.
I've had too many. It's fucking 7%. This shit.
So the main thing I want to talk about is I've been playing a new game because I was getting kind of burnt out on Elden Ring and EVE Online, so I needed something to do in the just like a quick couple hour kind of game. And I've been playing Thank Goodness You're Here.
Yes.
So this is from a duo developer called Cole Supper, James Carbutt and Will Todd, based out of Yorkshire. They're good Yorkshire lads.
Shithole.
Yeah. In fact, in the BBC article about them, they're standing with their hands on their chest like that next to the Yorkshire Rose.
It's the only rose that counts.
Yeah. This is the most Yorkshire game I've ever played. This is a comedy game. It's very,
and we're all funny, aren't we? Aren't we, Stig?
Hilarious.
So you play a travelling salesman who's been sent to the fictional Yorkshire town of Brantford.
Not
Barnsworth.
that fucking fictional. It sounds like anywhere here.
Barnsworth, that's what it's called.
Barnsley.
No, Barnsworth. You get sent up there because the sales sell things to the town. But the mayor's too busy to meet with you, so you end up performing odd jobs for the residents of the town. And it's a weird little town. Lots of chaos is going off in Yorkshire.
And there is anyway in real life.
It is a surreal game. It feels like a game that has been written with people pissed all the time. You get a kind of really wide cast of characters. So you get Big Ron, who makes his big pies.
Yeah.
But then there's also his arch rival, Little Ron, and his little pies. The littlest pies you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all sold for $10 a piece.
10 bob.
You've got Meg's the Bakers.
50p for a pie.
You've got Meg's the Bakers.
Yeah.
Which sells all kind of buttery pastry crap.
This is like the Chippy Wars where I live.
No, yeah, it's doing that kind of thing. The Chippy's out of commission, and you've got to help the Scottish repairman get all his tools back so he can fix Chippy.
You've got to have Chippy, mate. You fucked with our Chippy. You're fucked. You fucking shut the town down.
So when you first start up the game, this is how it asks you if you want subtitles or not. Oh, they're from Tarn.
Tarn, yeah, Tarn. I'm from Tarn.
And your answers are dead rate,
Dead rate.
or sorry, what?
No, me and Sig are like dead rate.
So if you pick sorry what, which is what I did, it gives you the dialogue is still in.
Excuse me.
The dialogue is still really Yorkshire, but the subtitles are in English, not Yorkshire.
Fuck that. I'm going to get this game. I'm going to play it as it was intended.
As it were intended.
Aye.
It's a really hard game to describe. It's almost Python-esque in its humour. Like it's
But without being southern.
Without being southern. It's really fucking surreal. And you get characters that as you work your way around the town, they just kind of repeat themselves, but just in the weirdest of ways. Like there's one guy he's just sat looking at stuff, and he's here. Oh, it's a nice all that. The missus could learn something from that.
But wouldn't Dole?
But then you'll find him later. Where he goes, "Oh yeah, it's a nice lawnmower. That missus could learn something from that." That's just his gag all the way through.
I agree, though. He's right.
It gets creepy. You go into Big Sam's Hams, the butcher, and you end up going on a magic journey through the meat to discover the darkness of Big Sam's meat.
That's like Vodden's near me. Vodden's Butchers down the road. It's fucking mate. The mystery in that place. Honest to God, he's a capital D and all, as fat as you like. Love that man.
Yeah, you go into the pub which has an air board outside with marking the special today as drinks.
Fucking wicked men's.
Yeah. You're getting the working men's, and you've got you've got a big kind of gammony looking pub landlord who stood there just listening to the bullshit coming out of the people sat at the bar.
Oh God, yeah.
You
We call him Les.
You get the local locksmith having his breakfast pint. As he sat there telling the pub landlord about, oh, I had a lovely date last night with the ladies on the television. Oh, we talked for hours. It was so lovely. But anyway, that's why I had to borrow your credit card.
That's
that
wild,
kind of
because that's what we call it. We call it breakfast club when you go to a pub before 12 o'clock. And you get, but there's rules in Wikimens. You can only have bitter before 12. Which is fucking wild, isn't it? Because bitter's not as strong as like other drinks. Obviously,
Liquid
lager.
lunch.
Is it all text based?
No, it's all voiced.
Voice. That's even better.
What gameplay type is it? Is it point and click? Is it little?
It's it's just like a little I guess the closest game you could say in terms of style of game is like Untitled Goose Game, like you're walking around doing stuff.
You're walking around and people are reacting.
But as is traditional for Yorkshire, you only have two moves, which jump and slap.
Yeah.
There's
You bomb me a good slap.
Yeah, there's a little town marker. You can't see that on the camera because it won't take up.
It's coming through now.
Yeah, just one of them little town markers, and just like there's so much text and tiny little details on everything. So the guys,
it's cheap, isn't it? It's 13 quid.
It's like 13 quid. So like you know the crap kind of market stalls, and like they'll sell like kids' toys and stuff like that, or they'll sell like Pokemon
Pound your
cards.
bananas, £2 a pair.
Or they'll sell like packs of Pokemon cards. Well, this guy in Yorkshire,
DVDs
in Yorkshire for 10 bob is selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh as opposed to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
It is.
It's time to duel.
It is fucking crackers. This game. It's absolutely fucking mental. There's graffiti all over the place. A few calling various people in the town nonces. There's one that says Scargill number 1.
Half a Scargill.
There's jokes at the expense of Sheffield.
Everyone laughs at Sheffield. Sheffield,
So
fuck off.
I'm going to be the devil's advocate. So being a southerner, would a lot of this stuff not make
There's no
sense to
eels
me,
in this,
the
mate. No
jokes?
jellied eels.
It don't make sense to you, mate. But it's like surreal comedy. So if you don't like surreal comedy, you won't like it. But it's like
No, I do.
It's general surreal comedy. It's like there's a lot of obviously affection for Yorkshire in it, but it's also taking the piss out of the expectations of Yorkshire. The whole thing about people being obsessed with pies, that's a big thing in the game. Or the fact that everyone smokes. There's a point where you're going you're in the fishmongers, and like you've got to help the fishmonger set up his stall for it. So you go up and you slap each fish and like a cigarette comes out of them. It's that kind of thing.
It's wild that because Working Men's. If you don't know what that is, it's a pub that I go to, and we smoke in there, and it's banned, but we're still allowed to smoke. There's ashtrays in it, mate. It's fucking brilliant. That pub does not smell of piss; it smells of fags. So yeah, I need to play this game, don't I?
You do.
Stig needs to play this game,
and it's on everything. Like I'm playing it on the Steam. It's a perfect Steam Deck game. It's only.
I want to see if the Switch version runs well before I'm going to have read a review because I'd rather play it where I can play it on bog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I can have a shit and play it and stuff like that. But it's only like a 3-hour game, innit?
Yeah, you can if you can get it on Mac OS as well if you want to play it on your laptop.
Oh,
That's about 8 poos for you, innit?
Yeah, 8 poos deep.
It was also released on the 1st of August because that's Yorkshire Day.
It is Yorkshire Day. I celebrated it by drinking bitter. John Smith's.
Yes, it is.
Not Boddington's. I'm not fucking heathen.
My brother offered me a crate of Boddingtons today.
I'd rather fucking get it bath with me, mum. Telling you.
No.
Fuck that. I'm not drinking Boddingtons in this house.
It is a surreal, weird game that this has been a really shit review of it because it's really hard to describe. Like every review I've read,
it's a story-based Yorkshire game.
Well, it's barely got any story. You're just fucking solving stuff for the people, but it's like, oh, okay. There's one sketch which gives you the tone very early on. You're in kind of a local park, that's and the groundskeeper he doesn't have time to get everything done. He asks you if you can help him mow the lawn. Okay, so you slap the lawnmower and you start, and then it cuts away from this kind of isometric view that it has to these two sunflowers. These two kind of orchids that are kind of like, I love you, and they just keep doing that to each other. And you hold right on the stick, and like in the background, you like zzz with the lawnmower.
Yeah.
And then you hold left, zzz, and he's a little bit closer.
You're going to go kill him,
go
aren't you?
go that. And it pitches the comedy timing of you then just like blasting over and killing one of them. For it to then go, no! And then it looks to its left and sees another flower and goes, I love you! Like that.
So it's Mighty Boosh, Python, set in Yorkshire.
If you League of Gentlemen, very League of Gentlemen. It's got that Reece Shearsmith quality to it.
Northern, yeah.
So it's really very good.
I would really like to hear some Americans review that game.
Oh, they're not going to know anything of what's going on.
They'll be like, I think they're speaking in Nordic. I think they're Nordics. This must be Vikings.
Yeah, I think there's one you go into the walk-in freezer in Meg's and like you hit a box and you go, and you just this stoat pops out and goes, hello, you found me. I'm the fridge stoat. I'm rather frigid, you see. And it's like, what the fuck is this game? Why is there a stoat in a fridge?
You have stoats in your fridges?
No. Certainly not my walk-in.
We have stoats in our fridges, don't we? No.
Always keep a stoat at hand.
You never know when you need a stoat. Come on, lads.
Or you get Nick whose business is Nick's Bricks.
Nick's Bricks, yeah.
And
is that what he does?
He's literally taking the bricks out of a house to sell to people, and eventually it collapses into someone's living room, and then it's Nick's secondhand furniture.
It's like Gypsy Peggy, who lived round here. She used to nick your pegs and try and sell them to you from your back door. She used to come round your front and go, do you want to buy some pegs off me? Yes, Peggy, we'll have us pegs back, please.
Yeah. Honestly, Oodles, this is fucking pitched at your level. You'll fucking love this. You'll find it so fucking funny.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it.
It's only about 3 hours long. You'll finish it tonight.
No, I'm not. I'm going to shit bath and bed, mate, tonight. Telling you. But yeah, cool.
Yeah, you'll like it. And like you say, it is very Yorkshire.
Like everything should be.
Don't see Lancashire putting games like this out.
Imagine. Right, have our lovely listeners sent any feedback or correspondence?
Yes, we have. We've got Super Natty Cat has said, hope I'm not too late. You are not, Nat. This week I started watching The Bear on Disney+. You guys have talked about it before and always fancied it as you likened it to that film with that bloke off Snatch where he has a heart attack at the end. Can't remember the name.
Melting Point, is it?
Boiling Point.
Boiling Point, that's it. Melting Point, different film.
Either way, I'm 3 episodes deep and it's just incredible. Just the right amount of jitters and chaos and funny. Oh, you've not seen anything yet, Nat.
I'm going to say, it's not just the right amount, it's a bit much. It gets a bit much.
Next, I've been listening to Sleep Token's archive of music in prep for seeing them in November. How can a man be so bloody sexy when all you see of him is a mask?
I can send you pictures of what he looks like if you want to see him.
But yes, Vessel's voice is beautiful. I think up there with the abilities of Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington.
He is Twink Master General. That's what they're all saying. He's got a lovely timbre to his voice. It's not really metal like people think it is. It's quite funky.
My favourite album is Take Me Back to Eden, but they're all good.
Yeah, they are.
This week I also got drunk at a paint each other in a horror film, Gals Night for Horror Club.
What?
Was I invited?
Hang on. This week I also got drunk at a, quotes, paint each other in a horror film, end quotes, Gals Night for Horror Club.
I need some context.
Do like a painting
of each other in a horror film.
Of each other in a horror film, yeah. You know, like that. There's that thing as well where couples like paint each other and you reveal at the end.
Nobody wants to see me painting.
I'm guessing it's one of them where they paint them in a scene
but
and
she
they
also
all reveal it.
She also said she got drunk, so...
It sounds like she's got lovely mates, and my mates will be like, not fucking painting.
I had so much fun and I didn't get a hangover. Well done. Highly recommend Eton Mess red wine from Jam Shed. It's so sweet, it's like a dessert wine along the lines with Japanese plum wine. Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy.
She's Jam Shed. It's the standard Jam Shed, which is one of the cheaper bottles of wine you can get from Tesco. It's a decent cheap wine, to be fair.
Oh, and I played Magic the Gathering for the first time. Prefer D&D. Get it? Yeah, D&D's better than Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering's wank.
It's for nerds, innit?
For fucking nerds.
Not like D&D. D&D's for like men.
Like solid
manly.
hardcore.
Yeah.
Leroy Francisco, which did at one point in the document have Leroy Jenkins in there. Has said, I've been watching the new Time Bandit show on Apple TV. It's written by Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement, and the episodes I've seen are directed by Waititi. It's been pretty good so far, but the main reason I'm mentioning it is that it's the first time I've been able to get my 7-year-old to watch a TV show that I actually want to watch. Hopefully this is the start of something and she'll finally watch Star Wars with me.
Ooh. Mine still won't watch Star Wars with me. Despite the fact that I've proven time and time again with loads of other films.
Can I just stop you all there? Like, don't, because wishful thinking and all that. My kids have watched Star Wars with me, and their favourite one is Attack of the Clones. So don't do this to yourself.
Send them back down the gravy mines.
I'm not stupid. We're only watching the original trilogy.
Mine have seen them all. To be fair, my daughter did really. She got really emotional towards the end of Rogue One. So she's got a heart.
That's decent.
Yeah, she's got a heart.
Mike Holstead has said, basically had a modern escapism week. Patreon bonus episode, the main show, and Scorched Sheep. And last night, Saturday, my entertainment was Oodles angering gammons on TikTok. Won't go into details due to the no politics rule, but certain people were getting very angry.
They love me, don't they, on that platform?
Oh, they do, you.
They keep. I'm sorry to get. They keep going. Fuck. They were like fucking simple to white Christian. I'm like, you don't know me.
Anyway, before you start recounting your events, talk about it in the group. You can talk about it there. Xenos has said, I've nothing new this week except for not having COVID anymore. Well done, Xenos.
Congratulations, pal.
And last up, Best Boy Angry Curtis said, hi, Emmy crew. This week I started the week by watching Alien Resurrection for the first time. My expectations were very low and those expectations were met.
Yes. Consistent expectations. I like that.
It's not the worst film I've ever seen, but I would say it's my second worst in the series after Alien Covenant. That's fair. I'd say that's about fair.
Yeah. I think Covenant's the worst one.
Yeah. I think it's Covenant, then it's Resurrection, then it's Prometheus.
Then 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Did Ridley direct Alien Covenant?
Yes.
Yeah.
How?
That's the fucking problem.
Because he's so
old?
Inconsistent. It's literally his last.
He has good films,
2
bad
decades,
films, good films, bad films.
Just so up and down.
On a slight tangent on it, like I've seen the Gladiator 2 trailer a couple of times now, and the more times I see it, the less inclined I am to see the film. It looks off to me.
I'm waiting for reviews on that.
I'm optimistic.
It's
I like all involved.
Yeah, but it's Denzel though. He just seems out of place.
I said that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, and I'm starting to see it as well.
He does look like he's just come straight out of like his apartment, doesn't he?
There's a little manicured goatee.
I like your sick fade there, Denzel. That's looking good. That's looking good.
Anyway, Kirk goes on to say, I hated how they handled Ripley and the story was a mess. I will say that the practical effects were still good when used and had some truly horrific scenes, which meant it was actually the scariest one in the franchise to me. I do maintain the best part of Resurrection is the underwater scene. Like that, every time I see that, my heart's in my mouth for that. It's really well done. How
many times have you fucking watched it? I've only watched it twice.
I've seen it a few times.
I'll watch it again.
It's more like just watching it with other people.
Again, Kurt, don't worry about how Ripley's character is, because it's not even really Ripley, is it? So
no.
Don't worry about the continuity.
Yeah, that's the only kind of thing you can get away with it. It's like it's not her.
Technically a different character.
Yeah.
I watched it recently, so I don't know. Really want to watch it.
Are you going to let her watch Prometheus and Covenant?
She knows of them. So
that implies the question is to come.
When you get into Covenant and say, look, right, when David's playing that little fiddle, little flute, don't worry. Don't worry, it's an artistic decision. It's an artistic decision.
I listened to the audiobook for Covenant, the audio novelization of Covenant on audiobooks. It was included.
Better.
I wanted it to be better, but it included that scene and made it longer. I'm like, oh my god. It's like the fucking worst scene in the film, and you're making it longer.
Piper off Xenomorph.
But then it also kind of like really fucking amps up the whole the fucking dual synthetic quasi-homoeroticism with it. And it's just like, oh my fucking God.
No, it's fucking. I'm telling you now, that film is fucking dog shit.
It's awful.
Pull my finger.
And actually, the worst thing is there's a great concept behind Alien Covenant.
Of course there is. There's a semblance of a really good story underneath.
It needed about
It's just not in that film.
It needed 4 more drafts of the script and not Ridley Scott
I like the
directing
idea
it.
of a weapon of mass destruction type thing.
Yeah.
It's just not played out that way. It's just, guys, we're in a desert. We're in a planet we've never been on. First things we'll do is take his helmets off.
I hated how everyone was so stupid.
Yeah,
Every single person in that film.
Take your helmet off.
They're meant to be like
Scientists.
they're all scientists, clever scientists, and every single decision is
They
just
literally
more
talk about
moronic.
pathogens before they land on the planet.
Yeah.
Then they take the helmet off.
Doesn't one of them say something on like when they're inside and one of them says something and then the other one just does the opposite and then everything blows up.
Yeah.
And you're like, just
Don't press that button. Don't, because it's something to do with pressure, isn't it? And it all sets on fire.
Yeah.
Don't do it. But they do it.
Anyway, moving on from that, because we could rant about that for a long time.
Alien in Review coming soon to Patreon near you.
He goes on to say, I also finished Wool earlier today. Overall, it's been a great read, but I found the first half to be much stronger than the second half. I enjoyed the world building and was really intrigued by the mystery of the silo and the outside world in the first half, whilst that intrigue remained in the second half, it was only for one part of the story. I also thought the ending seemed a little rushed, a certain relationship unconvincing, and there was too much description in certain parts about how Juliet or Walker would be fiddling about with machines or tech. It's been a great recommendation by Gadget, though, and I will definitely pick up the next book in the series as well as watch the TV show. Cheers.
I need to read next book, actually.
I think
I'll be interested to see how it gets on with that next book because it's very different.
it's very different. I think as well, Kurt, because I forgot to tell you this one, the Wool was originally like a serialized collection of novellas that were being converted into a book. That's probably why that's probably why some stuff seems a little bit inconsistent when you go through it, because
I
he was
didn't
kind of
know
like
that either.
he was dropping them bit by bit.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I like the book. I thought it was good, but the first half is way better.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our feedback for this week.
Thank you. As always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in our show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. Please consider becoming a patron. You'll get all that stuff we mention, all that stuff. Chatting about that X-Men, getting down the X-Men thing. We're enjoying that. We've got First Class to do very soon.
Yeah.
A polarising film for some, not for others. We've got Kenny Potter, all that's finished. Too Fast, Too Curious will eventually finish one day. We have also got all our monthly specials that you can do. And sometimes randomly we'll just drop stuff like, oh, we've all watched this, let's just talk about it. There's so much. It's got to the point now where the content for patrons is matching the free stuff.
It is. We're doing a lot.
And it's making me think, like, why aren't people paying us more?
Or why are we doing so much?
Yeah.
I'm tired, boss.
I'm so tired. I'm tired, boss. Flick that switch, boss.
Just a quick one.
Go on.
Gadget, you've watched Fast X, right?
Yes.
So you're probably going to have to watch it again at this rate.
No.
Remember what happened?
I've written extensive notes
Come on, Biggie.
Yeah.
that are mostly
I've
shouting.
watched it.
You've watched it, so you're just not recording it. This is absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
Me and
This
Stig
is-
used to watch Loki when we got home from work, record a podcast, edit it, and get it out the same fucking evening. You've got
think
no
We
excuse.
just don't want to talk about it.
Tough. You promised.
Me.
You promised the patrons 2 years ago to do this series. We've recorded a whole Harry Potter series in between. Moon Knight, Loki.
Yeah, but
What
you
else?
like those things.
Yeah.
We didn't like Falcon and Winter Soldier. Spoke about that. We did WandaVision and all, didn't we? And stuff. We did loads of stuff.
Anyway, to move this conversation on, I know we don't have candy here, but we do have a listener Candyland.
Let's go. It's time for Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
So I'm going to direct this towards Oodles, because Oodles, you're going to fucking hate this, and I think you're probably going to reject Mike Halstead as a patron after this one.
He's one of my bestest friends as well.
He's not going to be after this. Are you ready? Are you braced? Are you holding onto your chair?
Yeah.
What if your headphones had little tongues that licked the inside of your ear to let
Get
you know
out
they were
my
low on
ears.
battery?
Oh, God. Get out of my head, Charles.
To the man wearing AirPods.
I could feel him then. I could feel him licking. The ghost of Steve Jobs' tongue licking my ears. Oh, God, Mike. Oh, no.
That's
What, it'd be some
genuinely
kind of
awful. Like, even Carney doesn't come up with shit like that.
Some kind of like worm or insect or something lick it. Oh, God. Did you? Oh, God. This has reminded me of that fucking. It's a TikTok that I can't. Because I know you're an arachnophobe.
Yeah.
I can't send you certain TikToks. Whew. Do you know AirPod cases?
Oh, yeah, well, there's a spider in them or something.
There was a man and he went to an house that had been abandoned and there were an AirPod case. He went, oh, fresh AirPod. He opened it up and like 5,000 spiders just came out. Like, baby spiders because something had hatched in there. And I was like, and then when you think about it, if they were in for that long, they were probably eating each other. They'd become their own ecosystem, breeding and eating each other. So they never got big.
Oh, okay,
and
no, don't start. I'm feeling like queasy now.
Imagine that.
Well, actually, to be fair, what set me off with this one when I read that from Mike, because for a start, I then immediately had the thought, I wear glasses and I paid to read this. But
Wear glasses as well.
My overriding thought was like a really traumatic childhood memory of that scene. I think it's The Wrath of Khan, where it puts the earwig in Chekhov's ear.
Yeah.
Genuinely one of the most traumatic things I've ever seen in a film. Because I was like 7 when I saw that.
I told you about that spider that lived in my ear, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, and I don't want to hear it again.
When I were abroad, and they had to pull
No.
I just thought
What
I had
are you talking
tinnitus. I said it on the podcast. You might not have been here that day when I were in Thailand. I thought I'd come down with a right bad case of tinnitus. I went to the Thai doctor, and he was like, and he put a torch in me, and he went, "Oh, that's not what you want to hear from a doctor, is it?"
No.
And he went, just be still, and he got some tweezers and pulled a spider out my ear.
Oh my
And
God.
it must have been in there about 2 weeks. I just thought I had tinnitus, but it was the heartbeat of a spider.
Come back next week, listeners, or pay the patron and go to the green room while Gadget goes and throws up.
This is Mike's fault. Thanks for again, the podcast within a podcast. It's a gift that keeps on giving. This is the end of the show for most of you because you're tight. But for everyone else, we'll see you in the green room in a second. But that's it. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, boy.